Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. This video is going to be a day in the life vlog. So I'm not sure exactly what this vlog is going to consist of. Obviously it's just going to be us chilling in the house because we are in quarantine. But Mel and I decided that we want to pre-film some videos just to have them out of the way so we can take a little break from YouTube and social media. It's not anything bad. It's not like we feel like overwhelmed or that we really need to take a break. It's just I feel like I don't really see much of my son. Like I just feel really disconnected from Vaughn, and it's like really hard for me to admit like on camera, but I just feel like when we got home from the hospital we just went straight into filming and editing, and you know I have to spend so much time getting ready. Like that alone takes an hour, 2 hours of my day, which is away from him, and I just want to spend more time with him. I just want to spend like a week, 2 weeks straight, all day, all night. I want him in my arms. Like I just miss him so much. And I'm getting like all emotional all of a sudden. When he's getting at that age, he's almost 2 months, and he's getting at that age where he's starting to become a lot more aware, and he's starting to talk, and not really talk, but you know, like coo, and he's starting to just get a lot more active. So I really want to be there for these moments. So that is why we just want to pre-film some videos and just have them in our arsenal so we can just take a few weeks off of YouTube. It won't seem like to you guys that we're taking some time off of YouTube, but because we're still gonna be posting, but it will to us. So yeah, that is the plan. Okay, now I'm getting really hot. I sat outside because the AC was blasting in the house. I just turned it off, but it was so cold I couldn't sit in there. And then I came and sat out here on our balcony, and now I'm sweating. I just rewatched that clip I filmed at the beginning, and what the hell is that? Like my contour is like off on my forehead, so I need to fix that. But basically all I did this morning was I went on Instagram Live. So we did Instagram Live this morning, and well, not really morning, it was 11, but I just did that for like 2 hours, and now Vaughn is taking a nap. You can see him on his little monitor. He's taking his little afternoon nap. He's so cute. I'm literally just gonna film like this so you guys don't see that missing patch on my forehead. But also today I want to film, see, this is why I'm getting the makeup off of my forehead, because I keep on doing this with my hair and then it like takes off my makeup. But anyways, also today I want to film a what's in my hospital bag. No, not what's in my hospital bag, but what I actually use in my hospital bag. Okay, let me just fix this forehead real quick. What is it, Nala? What is it? What are you saying? What? Did I get it? I can't really tell. It's like worse on camera, you know what I mean? I have the loudest cat in the world. Meow. Ah! Ah! Instead of using Urban Decay setting spray, I'm going to use this Makeup Forever Light Velvet Air Spray. I really, really like this one. This is new from Makeup Forever. Dude. Whenever I kiss Nala and I'm wearing lip gloss, I get hella cat hairs on my lips. Let me spray my hair. Not my hair, my face. Hold on. So I'm getting ready to film the what's in my hospital bag video. And look. I was literally thinking in my head, I'm like, I should put on nipple pads. I literally went to my bathroom to put them on, and boom. So now I have to change. So I just finished up filming the what I packed in my hospital bag video. I have a mess to clean now on this floor. But Vaughn just woke up from his afternoon nap and he looks so cute. So let's go see him. I'll just change his diaper. Let me open the windows.
He's a handsome man.
Good morning, Vaughn. You want some milk? Huh? Oh, he's hungry. So I actually get a lot of questions on why I choose to bottle feed Vaughn my breast milk. So I've answered this on Instagram a few times, but I don't think I've answered it on YouTube before. So I just wanted to talk about it since I'm just sitting here anyway. So I personally choose to pump and breastfeed Vaughn. First of all, a little disclaimer, there is nothing wrong with any way you choose to feed your child. People like to say breast is best. Honestly, fed is best. As long as your child is eating, that's all that matters. And I do like to take the bottle out of his mouth here and there, because sometimes he can just drink it way too fast and then he's still hungry because he doesn't like process what he just ate. So I do take it out of his mouth like every few minutes or so. But I personally just like pumping and bottle feeding. The main reason is I like sharing the responsibility with other people. It allows Mel to bond with him because it just doesn't have to be me feeding him. Like Mel can easily feed him. When Yasmin comes to visit, she feeds him. When my mom was here, she would feed him. I like that we can all share that bond and it's not just on me to breastfeed him. And it gives me a lot more freedom in my day. Like earlier I was filming and Mel was able to just give him a bottle since I wasn't able to breastfeed him. And I still do put him on the breast like once or twice a day. So it's not like I just do bottle. I still do breastfeed him. But I mentioned this in a few videos before, but I'm someone who gets really, really hot. Like right now, I'm so hot. The AC is on and I am sweating bullets. So breastfeeding would just make me so hot and sweaty, and in turn I feel like it would make him super hot and sweaty. When he would let go, like sometimes he would let go when he was latched on and my milk would spray everywhere. Like I would be covered in milk, he would be covered in milk, and we'll be both covered in sweat. Like I just didn't like that. And also this isn't really a problem now. He latches on great, but at the beginning sometimes he just wouldn't want to latch onto my boob and he would just be staring at my boob. Like he would be trying to drink and then he would just like scream at the top of his lungs. I think that my letdowns were too strong for him, so he would choke on it a little bit. And that would just turn me off to breastfeeding. I'm like, I thought breastfeeding was supposed to be this bonding time. We're both supposed to be like releasing oxytocin. And here you are, I'm stressed, you're stressed, and I just want to get you fed. You know what I mean? So I was just starting to like really resent breastfeeding because of it, and I was really, really close to switching to formula just because I just hated it. Like he is not a crier. We're so blessed with Vaughn. He does not cry for no reason. He's a very, very calm baby, and the only times I would see him screaming at the top of his lungs to the point where he was turning red was when we would breastfeed. So I hated that. I hated seeing him like that because I know my child. I know that that isn't normal behavior for him. So I was just worried that he wasn't drinking enough. And when he would breastfeed, like sometimes he would be on the breast for like 30 plus minutes and then he would be crying because he was still hungry. And I knew I had milk. That's the problem. Like I knew I still had milk in my breast. Like I could easily pump after I fed him and I'd still have milk coming out. So I knew that my supply wasn't the problem. So finally, I just decided to just start pumping and giving him bottles. And ever since then, I have been so much happier. He has been so much happier. He gets his milk, he's happy, he's fed, he's putting on the right amount of weight he needs to put on. I have more freedom in my day so I can like film or do my makeup while Mel feeds him. And then when I have, you know, some sit down time and he's hungry, like before his naps usually, that's when I'll just give him a little snack and he'll breastfeed. And it just made breastfeeding a lot more enjoyable for me because now when I do breastfeed, it's not like I'm forced to do it. It's more of that is our bonding time, and I'm not too worried. Is he getting enough milk? Is he putting on enough weight? It's just a lot more relaxing. So definitely if you started breastfeeding and you just absolutely hate it, try pumping and just giving him your breast milk in bottles because it made it much, much more enjoyable for me. I just know decisions with motherhood come with so many opinions and so much judgment. So all I'm saying is that him and I are very, very happy. He is fed. He is happy. I 100% stand by my decision to bottle feed him. He sleeps a lot better through the night. He started sleeping through the night beautifully after he started getting the bottle, and I'm just really, really happy with my decision. I'm glad that things like this exist because my mom was telling me she went through the same thing with us. Is like when Vaughn wasn't taking my nipples, she's like, you would do the same thing to me. But she's like, I didn't know about pumping. Like I didn't know pumping was a thing, so I just started giving you formula. She's like, I wish I knew about this so I could have, you know, pumped my milk and just given it to you in bottles. Definitely don't judge a mom for her decision. Definitely, I feel like the most judgment comes from people who don't even have kids, honestly. But him and I were very, very happy with our decision. And if you're someone who's struggling with breastfeeding and it's just making you miserable, like honestly breastfeeding was making me miserable, definitely try pumping and giving your milk in bottles. And also I'm someone, I don't want Vaughn to be extremely attached from me. I don't want Vaughn to be like he will only eat if I feed him and he'll only eat from the breast. Like I definitely did not want that with Vaughn because I still wanted to have freedom. And you know, I do work, like I do have to make content and stories, and you know, social media is my job, and sometimes I have meetings and things like that. I knew I couldn't just be at his disposal 24/7 to feed him, so I definitely wanted him to get used to taking the bottle and also being fed from different people and not just me. I just feel like as a society we focus so much on the child's well-being, which is so important. 100% we should be focused on the child's well-being, but also we tend to forget about the mother as well, and the mother's well-being and the mother's mental health, and that is just as important as the child's health, honestly, because your child is feeding off of your energy. You know, he's drinking my breast milk. He's literally drinking my energy, you know? So if every time I would sit down to breastfeed and I was miserable and stressed out and hating that I had to do this, he was going to feel all those emotions and he was not going to be a happy child. Okay, baby. But I knew I definitely still wanted to give him my breast milk. But again, it's so amazing that formula is still an option. I'm so thankful that formula exists for the moms that can't produce milk, or the moms, like, honestly, breastfeeding is a full-time job. Even though I am, oh, that was a big burp. Even though I am pumping takes up so much time. Luckily now I have the LV pump, which, hold on, I don't like where the camera is. Luckily now I have the LV pump, which goes into my bra, so that definitely helps me with pumping, so I didn't feel like I was hooked onto this machine and I had to sit down for multiple times a day. But you know, pumping also is a full-time job, and also making sure you're eating enough and drinking enough to produce breast milk, and then also making sure you're drinking the right foods and eating the right foods, and making sure you're still stimulating your breast enough times in a day so you don't lose your milk supply. So that's kind of how milk works. It's a supply and demand relationship. The more demand you have for it, the more you supply. So if I go a full day without breastfeeding Vaughn or pumping, my milk supply will drop significantly, and that's how some women dry up. So it's like you can never chill. Let's say Mel just wanted to wake up in the nights to give him his feedings and I just stayed asleep until morning. Like, I literally can't do that because my breasts when I wake up are so filled with milk. Like, I have to relieve them in the night. Honestly, I had zero idea how difficult breastfeeding really is, and I applaud all women, not just women who breastfeed, but just all mothers. Definitely becoming a mother myself opened my eyes to how many struggles come with it and how much you have to sacrifice for your child. And you know, you can't be selfish anymore. You can't just wake up and just have a whole day to yourself anymore. I mean, you can, but when I do that, all I think about is my child. Like, it really is, it's such a selfless act, and I applaud all mothers watching this, and you really don't know the things that come with motherhood until you go through it yourself, which is why I ask you all to not judge other mothers, and especially for someone who doesn't even have a kid yourself, you should not even have an opinion, okay? Because I'm telling you, I had some opinions too before I became a mom, and now I'm just like, wow, now I understand. Like, and trust me, until you actually have a child, it's just gonna hit so different. So never say never, okay? Because literally becoming a mother myself opened my eyes, and my heart goes out to all mothers in the world. Like, we are really doing such a selfless thing, and it's so hard. Honestly, motherhood is definitely one of the hardest things I think I've ever had to experience, and I'm only 2 months in. Breastfeeding too, you just think it's going to be something so easy because, you know, it occurs in nature and it's supposed to be natural and all that stuff, but in reality it's so difficult. There's so much that comes with it that I had no idea, and so much comes with breastfeeding that I literally had no idea. I mean, there's pros and cons to everything. So, I mean, there's definitely some cons to bottle feeding. I have to constantly be washing and sanitizing bottles. I have to constantly wash and sanitize pumps. That, you know, if I was just breastfeeding from the breast, I wouldn't have to worry about all that stuff. I mean, there's pros and cons to everything, but this is just something that after 2 months, I definitely am so happy with my decision to just pump and bottle feed. And my son is happy. I'm happy. And again, it's just great that there's so many different options. So guys, that's just a little explanation of why I choose to pump and bottle feed. So again, I didn't feel like I needed to defend my decision. That's not why I made this video. I made this video because I actually got a lot of questions from women saying I'm interested in pumping and bottle feeding, or saying that they're pregnant and they don't want to just breastfeed but they still want to give their breast milk. Those are just my opinions and my experience on it. If any of you guys are interested in doing that yourself as well. What's wrong? He hates laying on his back. He's such an active boy. Like, he likes being held like this. Look. He never cries when he's in this position. He hates being on his back. He likes to see the world, don't you? He loves looking out the window too. He loves looking out the windows, you guys. He's such a little explorer. You so tired from your nap? You so tired from your nap? You took a long nap. You know what, I might as well just make this video just like a baby update video. I was just gonna vlog the day, but I just talked about breastfeeding for so long that I kind of just want to continue the baby talk. So he's drinking 4 ounces every feeding, by the way, and he's almost 2 months. He is a hungry boy, so he's always hungry. So that's why he gets 4 ounces, and 4 ounces usually fills him up for a few hours. And then right before bed, he gets 5 ounces. So he gets a big bottle before bed, so that helps him stay asleep for a long time. I really was not planning on making this video. I was just vlogging my day, and I just started recording while I was feeding him, and it turned into a whole 20-minute video. So I might as well just end it off with talking some more about Vaughn, and let's talk about his sleep schedule, because I get a lot of questions about his sleep. And he is almost 2 months old, and he has been sleep trained since he was 5 weeks old. So honestly, my #1 tip for any of you guys who are about to be first-time mamas just like me, make sure you put your baby on a routine as soon as possible. I'm telling you, once he went on a routine, he was so much happier, I was so much happier, Mel was so much happier, and everything just got so much easier. And that's when I started having enough time in my day to do the things that I want to do, like, you know, do my makeup and do my hair and all that jazz. So yeah, Vaughn has been sleep trained since he was 5 weeks old, and I use this program called Little Ones. So I found that sleep training program on Instagram through some of my mom friends, and I paid for that program with my own money. You know, I found it on my own, but I actually DM'd them because I love the program so much and asked if they can give me a coupon code. They did give me a coupon code, so I'll put it on the screen and also in the description box for you guys. But I genuinely loved this sleep training program, and it has made everybody's life so much easier. If you guys choose to download the sleep training program, it will be from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. But Mel and I do not wake up that early, so I adjusted the schedule to be from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So that worked way better for our lifestyle. So you guys can definitely adjust it to whatever times work for you and your family. So his routine is from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So that is our goal, is for when he can sleep 12 hours in the night, we want him to sleep from 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. So he wakes up every morning at 9 a.m. So Mel does his wake up. So Mel will wake him up at 9 o'clock in the morning. He'll feed him, he'll change him, and all that stuff. Sometimes I'll stay sleeping in. So Mel will do his morning with him, and then he's never awake for more than 2 hours. He takes a nap between 11 to 12 in the morning. That is his morning nap. And we start getting him ready for his nap at like 10:30. So he'll get a little snack, we'll change him, and all that stuff. And again, he's usually with Mel all morning. Like, mornings are his time with Mel. So Mel will usually take a nap with him because he got up earlier with him in the morning. So Mel and him will take a little nap, and then he's up from 12 to 2 o'clock, and then from 2 to 4 is when he takes his longest nap. So he just woke up from his long nap, and today it went a little bit over. He actually slept for like closer to 3 hours, which he's off schedule. I was very strict on the schedule when we first put him on it, but now I'm a lot more lenient. But he takes his long afternoon nap, so he sleeps anywhere from 2 to 2.5 hours. And then once he's up from that, so he wakes up at 4, and then he's up for a little bit. So again, he's never up for more than 2 hours. So then he goes down again between 6 to 7, and he'll take a nap during that time. That nap will usually be 45 minutes to an hour. If we decide to drive somewhere, because sometimes Mel and I will go pick up dinner, if we choose to drive somewhere, he'll sleep in his car seat the whole time. He loves sleeping in the car. Or we'll put him in his swing, and he'll usually sleep in his swing. As long as he's swaddled, he will sleep well. So I think that's really important too, is having a routine for your baby. So with him, he knows that when he's swaddled up, his sound machine is on, and he gets a little bit of milk. He knows it's time for him to sleep, and he falls asleep really easily. So like right now, he's starting to fall asleep again. But yeah, so he gets swaddled every single nap. He's swaddled. So he takes his nap between 6 to 7, and then he's up for a little bit. He has his playtime. And then if he is getting a bath, we start his bedtime routine at 8 on the dot. If he's not getting a bath, we start at 8:30. And we do his bedtime routine, and we're doing a video on his nighttime routine and his morning routine, so stay tuned for that. But he will do his night routine, and then he will be asleep no later than 9:15. What's wrong? What's wrong, baby? What's wrong? What? What's wrong? Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Bonnie. Hi. Hi. So yeah, he goes down at 9 and he usually doesn't wake up to feed again. Obviously he's only 2 months, so he's not old enough to kind of sleep through the night yet. They usually don't sleep through the night until they start eating solids, which is like 6 months. So he wakes up twice in the night. So he usually wakes up anywhere between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m. Like some nights he'll sleep all the way from 9 to 5 a.m. Some nights he'll wake up at 2 a.m., but it's never usually before 2 a.m. So he'll wake up anytime between those two to feed, and I always do his middle of the night feeding because I have to get up to pump anyway. So I get up and I feed him. We have his monitor in our room. He sleeps in his nursery. He's been sleeping in his nursery since he was 5 weeks old. So he is asleep in here, and I'll come in here and I'll feed him, and then he'll usually go right back to sleep once he gets his milk. And then again, our goal is for him to sleep until 9 a.m., but he wakes up usually, these days it's been 7:45. He's usually up at 7:45 in the morning ready to eat. So Mel will usually come in and give him half of his bottle and then put him down again until 9. So that's been our routine with him. So knock on wood, he's made it very, very easy for us. And ever since we implemented that sleep training program, he's been sleeping so well. And also when we put him in a new swaddle, we used to put him in the Love to Dream one, which didn't really hold him in that tight and he didn't really sleep that long in it. But ever since we switched to the Halo sleep sack, he has been sleeping beautifully through the night, and he's been taking his naps. Like now he knows when he's in that Halo sleep sack, he knows it's time to sleep. So he associates it with that. And also, I know this is another super controversial topic, and that is about when your baby should sleep in their own room. I asked this question on Instagram and the answers were all over the place. Some people said 6 months. Some people said they put their baby in their own room right away from the hospital. Some people said their child is 6 years old and still sleeping in the bed with him. Like, this really is a decision for you and your family to make on your own. I personally don't think there's any right or wrong answer. Mel and I decided to put him in his own room, in his own crib at 5 weeks. And ever since we did that, he has been sleeping so well. I really feel like it was the best decision for us because when he was sleeping in our room, like we wouldn't go to sleep right at 9, you know what I mean? So we'd be making noise and the TV would be on and lights would be on. And I just feel like he slept so much better in a dark, quiet room all by himself. And also babies just fuss and make noises in their sleep just like humans do. Like no one's ever 100% silent when they sleep. Like sometimes, you know, you'll make noises like you like stretch a little bit, you know. And when the baby is in your room and you hear that in the night, instantly you wake up and you think like, oh my gosh, like he's about to wake up, he's hungry, he's crying, when really he's just fussing for a few seconds and then he'll usually go right back to sleep. So sometimes I'll see him on the monitor, he won't fully wake up, he'll be like half asleep for like a few, like probably 30 seconds. And if he was in the room with me, I would instantly think to, you know, pick him up and bounce him and give him his pacifier to help him go back to sleep. But since he's in his own room, he really learned to self-soothe. And after like 30 seconds to a minute, he puts himself right back to sleep, which I think is great. He's building these healthy habits already. I'm also really happy that Mel and I moved him into his own room when he was so young, because we never had to go through that time where he was like crying all night because we put him in his own room, and he never had to feel like he was being abandoned or anything like that. Like we didn't have to deal with any tears. First night we put him in here, he slept. Like he was just too young to be aware of what was going on. And I'm so happy about that, because I feel like 6 months, 1 year, you try to move your baby into their own room. I mean, it's different for everybody, but I can see how that's kind of scary for the baby. He's like, I'm used to for a year sleeping in this room with my parents close by, and then all of a sudden they're moved into this room by themselves. Like I definitely can see how that's a lot harder. So I'm really happy that we did it while he was so young, so his awareness wasn't that, he wasn't so alert to think that something was different. And also I felt really confident about him being in his own room because we used the Owl Smart Sock and the camera. So we had a monitor in here, and he wears this little sock on his foot that tracks his oxygen level and his heart rate. So I never had to worry about him like suffocating in the night and I'm like me not being there. So that definitely also helped me feel really comfortable. And this camera's about to die, so I'm gonna end this video real quick. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you again for our next video. Sorry, the like light is blinking and I just don't want it to end abruptly. But thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you again for our next video. Bye guys.